So yes, I'm sure you all are very aware about the TikTok ban situation. Well, it seems to have made its way to Path of Exile 2, I kid you not, or I should say its parent company. Check out the headline: U.S. Department of Defense officially designates League of Legends Path of Exile 2 parent company Tencent as one of many Chinese military companies operating within this country, which of course they're referring to the United States. It's just such a crazy headline to read. I can barely read it out loud. But yeah, we're going to talk about what this potentially could mean for Path of Exile 2 players in the United States. But we also have some other crazy headlines, crazy stuff happening around with Path of Exile 2. But check it out. Elon Musk admits to cheating account sharing in Path of Exile 2. And this is actually pretty exciting. Path of Exile 2 players say the official launch of the game is here now that the ARPG's unofficial build simulator has launched. And a bunch of other stuff. Your top comments later in the video. But you know what? Check this out right here. All right, guys, check this out. If you're tired of dealing with lag and disconnects while gaming, then this tool right here will give you a lag-free gaming experience and prevent disconnects. This tool is called ExitLag. ExitLag will prevent and address any lag issues and packet loss that you may experience while you're playing your favorite online games. You can see ExitLag working in action right here. You'll notice without ExitLag, this player runs into some serious lag and then disconnects. But with ExitLag, they were able to prevent the lag and prevent the disconnect from even happening. And how does ExitLag prevent lag and disconnect, you ask? Well, you simply select the game you want to prevent lag in, click on the red Apply Routes button, and ExitLag will automatically optimize the data between your computer and the game server using their AI route optimizer, which will reduce network latency, prevent lag, and potential disconnects. And there's even an FPS boost setting as well to help improve gameplay performance. So check out ExitLag and get 50% off the annual subscription when you click on my link in the description below. And remember, this is a holiday special and it's going to end very soon, so get it while you can. And a huge thanks to ExitLag for supporting my channel and for improving my online gameplay experience. All right, so I say we get into this headline right here. Yes, all about Path of Exile 2's parent company, Tencent. It's being investigated as this Chinese military company, potentially. And it seems like this investigation is going to take up to 2 years. I believe they mentioned something like 2026 when the investigation would be finalized. That's a pretty long time and a lot of stress, I think, on the dev teams that are part of Tencent and, of course, the publisher themselves. But yeah, what does it mean for Path of Exile 2? That's the big question. Now, you got to also remember that games already are being affected by a lot of these investigations. Look at Marvel Snap. It went down and was caught up in the whole TikTok ban situation as well. It is just mind-blowing that they could just take an entire game off the market like that instantly. But the good news with Path of Exile 2, the saving grace is the fact that this game is not a game that is like a free-to-play game that's on console, PC, and then shared with mobile. If that was the case, then I would be like, ooh, you know, Path of Exile 2 is in a little bit of shaky grounds. But thankfully, we're dealing with a game that is console and PC specific. It is a free-to-play game, but thankfully it is not on mobile, or we might see potentially something happen around that. Because it seems like right now, any of these games or apps that are being affected by these bans are mobile-centric games. We'll see if it trickles its way to PC games, free-to-play games on PC console. No confirmation about that yet. And by the way, the article goes on to state that the government did not clarify whatsoever what parts of Tencent that they're looking at, so that's up in the air. But I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be all their mobile games. And they have a ton of mobile games, as you can see here. Heavy hitters that bring in a lot of money. So the big question is, if Tencent finds himself in really big trouble, will MrBeast end up buying them out? Probably not. And some of you are wondering, how would this affect the Path of Exile 2 dev team? Now, here is the good news. So far, we have seen the dev team left alone completely to do their own thing. And Tencent promised this team that they would let them do their own thing from the very beginning, leave them alone. They believed in what they would do, and it seems like they're sticking to that. So that is good news. But realistically, the only way grinding gear games would ever be affected with what is happening with Tencent right now is if they were developing some sort of companion mobile app for Path of Exile 2. If that was in the works or something like that, I would think that would be put on pause right now, and they would be holding off until this investigation is over, which probably would be an extremely smart decision. It would be cool, by the way, to see some sort of companion app for Path of Exile 2 where you can mess around with gear and that sort of thing on your phone. But there's been no word about that. But a lot of games do receive that kind of support. But yeah, if that was in development, then I would expect them to just hold off on it. Beyond that, Tencent is a very wealthy company, and they're probably going to have to put some money towards lawyers, a lot of money towards lawyers with this whole investigation. That's going to be rough for the publisher. If it will affect how they would fund Path of Exile 2, there is potential for that, but hopefully they've been smart with how they've prepared for things like this. We'll see. At the end of the day, I really do think that this comes down to the United States seeing the success of so many Chinese companies, whether it's involved with gaming or TikTok or apps, what have you, and they're seeing that success, a lot of money on the table, and I really do think they just want some of that money. Or in the case of TikTok, it's rumored they want 50% of the money earned in the United States, which is a ton of cash flow for the government. And yeah, we'll see how far-reaching the government is when it comes to Tencent and other Chinese companies. All right, so what other craziness is going on around Path Exile 2? So yes, we got to talk about the Elon Musk situation about him apparently cheating and account sharing. For context, we're going to go over it from the beginning, just in case if you miss it, but I will get into the new stuff very quickly. Do not worry. So yes, a story surfaced last week suggesting that Elon Musk could be cheating in Path of Exile 2. Who would have ever thunk? So it says players accuse Elon Musk of being boosted by other people who were playing on his account. That's what we call account sharing. And yes, as Elon Musk himself admitted, he has let people play with his account so that they can level up with his character. It's like, who has time, with everything that he's doing? Who would have time to be at the top leaderboards? That was the big concern. I always wondered, scratch my head. Yeah, to be able to pull that off, you would have to play so many hours. Some of the experts at Path of Exile 2, they're streaming like 14 hours a day. At the beginning of this release, people were streaming for 5 days straight. So to be able to compete with that tells you something. You have to have the time. Do you guys consider, by the way, account sharing a form of cheating? That's the big question. I do want to throw it over to you guys. But anyway, it says it all started during a live stream when Elon Musk said some really strange things about his character in Path of Exile 2. YouTuber Quinn69TV broke down everything that went wrong in that stream, which was hilarious, by the way. At one point, Musk couldn't even use the in-game map. On top of that, he didn't realize how powerful his gear was, saying silly things like, my staff is only level 62 when it was actually one of the best staffs in the game. So we already know that stuff. Now, it was obvious to everyone that Musk wasn't playing Path of Exile 2 himself. It was also obvious that he was trying to take other people's credit. That's the big issue. That right there is the big issue, because when he first started this whole thing, he didn't clarify that he had been having help, that that there was a potential of an account boost going on or someone playing for him on his behalf. You should have just started there. I don't think anyone would care if he would have just thrown a thank you off to some MLG player that's like, hey, I really appreciated so-and-so's help to getting my account up to this point. I really do lack the time, but I still love video games. People would get it. I think people would be more understanding. Now, as Musk admitted to Nico Rex, he was level boosted and allowed other people to play his account. This is the definition of account sharing. This is also against the game's terms of service. And then Musk says that it is at least special to clear a map in 2 minutes. Well, as special as someone getting 14 out of 14 headshots in Counter-Strike with an aimbot. Oh, they went there with it. Okay. Wow, how special indeed. Shame to Valve for banning those special gamers. Damn, they really went there with it. But anyway, Grimes chimed in on this as well. So if we head on over to this article, she defends him. And if we scroll down here, look at them together. There they are. But if we zoom it in, can we zoom it in at the very least here and get to the actual quote? I'm not going to read all of this. There's a lot here. So, hey, Always Sunny in Philadelphia actor. Freaking hilarious. But anyway, it says, just for my personal pride, I would like to state that the father of my children was the first American druid in Diablo to clear Arbiter of Zir and ended that season as best in the USA and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I'm not going to read all of it. It's just that, she is an observer to the situation. And not to say that he can't play games, because apparently he did also mention how he was like one of the top Quake players at an event, number 2 on his team or something like that. And he was playing like almost semi-professionally or super professionally, who knows. But anyway, Asmongold was also involved with this whole thing, leaked DMs, that sort of thing. His check mark on X, Twitter, was unverified and then verified again. But yeah, I think he should just start it out being honest. I don't understand. Like, and mentioned that, hey, you know, I still love video games. A part of me really enjoys video games. And I respect that he did say, you know, recently out on X that it is a stress reliever for him. He doesn't get much sleep. And I'm the same way in many cases where, hey, if I can't get to sleep, I just play a game and enjoy it. So I completely get that from that perspective. A lot of stress in this world, and one thing that a lot of us have as an outlet is video games. So 100% understand that perspective with it. Just be honest from out of the gates. But yeah, moving on, we also have this right here. Path of Exile 2 players say the official launch of the game is here now that the ARPG's unofficial build simulator has launched. You guys have got to check this out, by the way. You can find it in that description below if you want some help finding the ultimate build for your character. This has been super helpful to the community, so check that out if you guys want to. But yes, I think it's time to go over your top comments. Remember to leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a future video. So let's do this. So yeah, here's the first top comment. It says, as a warrior, I find the honor system a bad disadvantage for melee. Imagine building a block-focused warrior only to be challenged dodge only. Do you guys agree with this or not? And then it says, after I did my first trial for ascendancy, I noted that the honor system is trash. I stand by that. A lot of people are giving their opinion about how they do not like the honor system in Path of Exile 2. And we have, I love how so many people are complaining about difficulty. And the dev's response is to add more nerfs. Now, I think this next comment is a perfect follow-up to this. It says, if we're essentially beta testing the game for GGG, why not allow free respecs? It would allow the players to continue to find things that need to be fixed, but faster and less annoying for everyone. Do you guys agree that you should throw in like free respecs, you know, during major nerfs? Even if it is like during like the early access phase, I really do think they need to do something like that if they do decide to continue nerfing key skills and essentially builds. Yeah, that could be problematic and ruffle a lot of feathers. And then we got a comment here about what's crazy is the nerf wasn't even build breaking. SRS is still really strong. Also, I love the personality your character has in this game. They talk to NPCs, give thoughts on the current situation, smack talk, a boss, call out ability names, just all around makes you feel part of the world rather than the same silent protagonist trope. Yeah, I love that as well. They have done an excellent job with that one for sure. But yeah, thank you all so much for the comments. Hope to read more of those in a future Path of Exile 2 video. So yeah, be sure to leave a comment down below. But thank you all so much for love and support on all the videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you guys, and I will see you all next time. Take care.